Dan is a 19-year-old young man originally from Tallinn, Mass., who is currently living in West Springfield. He's a very likable person, and I can attest to that because about half the people in here have come up to me saying, I can't wait to hear Dan speak. No pressure, but he's funny, he's hardworking, dedicated to his family, friends, and service providers, and he takes his independence very seriously. He's both excited and nervous to be speaking in front of you today, and he told his case manager, Brad Bullough, who's going to come up with him, that he's excited for this personal challenge. I think he's bringing Brad up so we can show him how it's done. But without further introduction, please welcome Dan Schleicher.
Thank you for letting me be here today to tell you about my experiences with the DAMH programs. My name is Dan Schleicher, or Daniel Schleicher. My DMH worker is Brad Bullough. He's actually been working with me for roughly about 10 years. And like I said, I'm glad to be here to tell the experiences with the DMH programs that have been with me for the past 10 or so years. I've been in and out of a lot of residential programs up until a few years ago. That mainly was mental hospitals and stuff like that, and when I was there, it was really tough for me to get through the days I spent there. I felt like I was locked up for a while. I felt bad about myself. I felt like something was wrong, and it was hard to change my perspective of that. Throughout the time, I was transported by hospital program to program, and then I came up to the Cutchins residential program. They actually, them and their New Direction school actually hung in there with me, got me through what I thought was my toughest years, and what I thought I needed help with. They did a great job helping me through this. I know I really gave them a hard time a lot of times, but they really hung in there with me. And when I went home, a lot of people didn't think I was going to last very long. People didn't see my behavior as well as it is now. People thought that it wasn't going to work out due to me having some issues with behavioral actions. But I stayed there for about 3 years with a lot of support from my mother, my grandparents who actually lived down the road from me in Tallinn, Massachusetts. I had a really good relationship with the Tallinn police chief, which is a really good thing. He helped me out through both thick and thin. And my treatment team from Gandara, Ned Whitman, my clinical support for my therapist and my psychiatrist at PHN, they've actually got me through a lot. It was very difficult to be out of programs. It was just hard to adjust. Then we looked at another alternative that could actually help me get a better job at a better service, and it was Job Corps Center in Chicopee. So I went to the Job Corps in Chicopee. I moved in. I've gotten through a lot. I was actually, after about a couple weeks, I was actually into the trade of bricklaying, which I was in there for about, I would say about 4 to 6 months. So, and then I had to leave for some business, and I've actually learned a lot there though, even though I didn't graduate. But I've also stayed there much longer than anybody around me have ever thought that would happen. So now, down the road, I was at home for another, year or so. And then my worker, Brad, actually brought up a pretty good option that actually we thought would help. And it was called the CHD program, TILT program, the Independent Living Program is what it stands for. Which is basically you're in your own apartment, they pay the bills and everything, but you learn how to take care of yourself. So I've been in there for well over 6 months. And Brad, and as well as the rest of my team, has noticed that there's been an improvement. So I started to be able to do more activities, more fun things to do. I interacted with a lot more people back then. So now, while that was in process of me moving in, I've also started going to the Lower Pioneer Valley Educational Collaborative School, or LPVEC CTEC, which the people there were the best. They definitely helped me. They've actually taken time to help me with this speech, which is good. I am also really, I was in the maintenance program. There was a problem with attendance and stuff like that, but I'm actually really hoping to rejoin the maintenance program. Also looking into a couple different jobs. It's been a rough ride with that. I've been applying to different jobs. I applied for a security position over at the Big E. I was hired, then fired for some reason. We don't know what it was. So I've been looking very long and hard for a job that can pay me bills, so that way I can get my own apartment, because I know this whole system's not going to last very long. And so I started going to see the Career Center, which is in Springfield. Met a guy named Richard Bernera. He's actually been very, very, very helpful with this whole situation. He's helped me update my resume and, making everything better for me. DMH has also been assisting with it as well, giving me good ideas and stuff like that that I can, hopefully use. And I'm currently in 12th grade, so now I'm hoping to graduate in high school by May 29th. Now through all thick and thin, whatever's happened in the past, throughout the whole, I would say, 14 years, I would say, give or take, through all the tough times I've been through, I've been bullied, I've been, assaulted, I've gotten my head split open and I need to get stitches, I've been put in headlocks and stuff, I've just been bullied my whole life. Now when DMH came into the picture, they've actually reduced all that, found me good services, found me another alternative so that I won't have to live that. So finally, I got a whole bunch of people who could help. My team has grown bigger and bigger and bigger. So I would say that if it wasn't for anybody who has helped me through all these problems, I probably wouldn't be where I am right now. Standing here before you guys, giving you a speech, living on my own in my own apartment, making good money, and being able to do what I want and be free, which has been a really good reality check for me. So it's been difficult for the past about 10 to 14 years, and I am just so thankful that I have so much services to help me get through thick and thin. So even though you go through a rough time, there's still always an outcome. You just gotta believe, and that's what I did. I stuck through it. I believed in myself, told myself you could do this, change my behavior around. I still have behavioral issues, but I'm currently on medication to stabilize that. I have people come in and check on me every now and then. If I need something, if I feel like something's wrong, I would call the program CHD and I would talk to what is called on-call. So through all this time, I'm glad that I have the services from, like I said, from the CHD TEL program, the Gundar Center. Even though they don't work with me, they still provide me services. I have my mom who helps out as well, my grandparents, and Brad Wall. So I'm happy to be where I am right now, and I feel better about myself. I feel like I'm a better person now that I'm out living on my own and taking care of myself. So that is my speech. Thank you.